Welcome again. My name is Mark Kenyon, and I am the Director of the Office of Career Services and Internships here at UMass Boston. It is really great to see everyone here this morning to highlight a very important program, the Beacon Student Success Fellowship. As you can see with the posters, our students have had experiences in the summer of 2021 across the board, from internships to research opportunities to field experiences. They've really had impactful experiences, and they've also contributed to our community here in Boston and beyond. Our program today will include some speeches by our Vice Provost for Academic Student Support, Leah Escalera, our Chancellor, Marcela Suarez Ascolo, and our student, Adrian Harris, who's going to talk about her experience as well. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce our Vice Provost for Academic Student Support, Leah Escalera. Thank you.
This is usually the part where I have to bring the microphone down to my level. How is everybody today? It is wonderful to see so many of you here. We have been doing the Beacon Student Success Fellowship Symposium in a variety of ways over the last 2 years, and this is a new way that we're trying as we're all adapting and being resilient to the learning conditions we're in, and I think it's wonderful that we're in the middle of this vibrant space on campus and in full view of so many members of our campus community. So welcome to all of the Beacon Student Success Fellows and friends. The Beacon Success Student Fellowship gives financial support to UMass Boston undergraduate students so they can participate in summer experiences that focus on different types of experiential learning so they can really take their learning into the application and experience phase. The original grant that funded this program was given to the university by a philanthropic anonymous family foundation, and since then many other supporters of this program have followed suit. And so we have grants supporting this program from the UMass Boston Alumni Association, endowments from the Foley Success Fund, the Gauguin Success Fund, the Ralph and Janice James Fund, and the McCarthy Success Fund. Also, donations have come from the Honors College, Blair Moulton Fund, and money from the Financial Aid Office. None of this would be possible without all of their support, so please join me in thanking them for supporting this program. Thank you. Over the past 8 summers now, 415 students have received funding to participate in experiential learning opportunities that contribute to their personal education and career goals. Of course, the COVID-19 pandemic has influenced what we have been able to do over the past year, and yet, despite all of those obstacles, 43 students found a variety of opportunities for a summer experience that was experiential this past summer, and you see reflections of all of their excellent work all around you. And with that, I'm going to turn this over to our Chancellor to say a few words about the symposium.
Good morning, Beacons. It's wonderful, wonderful to be here this morning to mark and to celebrate this work that is, I think, so much at the center of UMass Boston's journey, connecting conceptual learning in the classroom with the translational vehicles needed to bring experience into the journey, into our education. This has a long and proud history in Boston, in our Commonwealth, and in our country. The eighth annual Beacon Student Success Fellowship Fall Symposium is a happy, happy occasion indeed. I can't wait to see and to hear the presentations from the various posters on what you did last summer. This iteration of our program began in 2014, as Dr. Scalera noted, with a grant, a generous grant from the Philanthropic Initiative on behalf of an anonymous foundation. Since then, over the last 8 summers, the program has given beacons 415 of our students an average of approximately $1,800 each to participate in these disparate, diverse learning, experiential learning opportunities that contribute so much to your learning, to your growth, to the development of your professional persona. When fellows return to campus each fall, they showcase, they present the findings of their work in such splendid poster presentations like the ones we are witnessing today. Now, while the wicked pandemic once again impacted our program this year with study abroad and travel for research limited or prohibited, 43 beacons received the Beacon Success Fellowship Scholarship. And therefore, you were able to pursue the diverse experiences this summer that we are showcasing today. At UMass Boston, nothing can stop us from learning, from service. Not even a once-in-a-century pandemic. Indeed, it is a timeless truth for anyone who has attended UMass Boston. The power of higher education flows from how you, students, interact with knowledge, with ideas, with concepts, with data, with experiences. Those moments when insight courses through your frontal lobe, when that neuronal effervescence leads to insight, leads to new knowledge, leads to new ideas. That is the proverbial light bulb moment. This, you learn, is what inspires you. This, you learn, is what motivates you. This, you learn, is what you want to explore. This is what you love to do. And I think our Beacon Fellowship program embodies that reality. So we are here once again to redouble our endeavors at UMass Boston so that experiential learning off campus is just as significant, as important, as powerful, as valuable as learning here on campus. Our students know what experiential opportunities exist out there, how we can engage. The challenge, more often than not, is accessing those kinds of opportunities. And that's where the BSSF program steps in and makes a difference. This means opportunities, anywhere, anytime. Considering the sampling of work that our fellows did this past summer, and then I urge all of us to check their posters and to interact with our fellows. We had fellows take up internships in leading organizations like the Dana-Farber Harvard Cancer Center, the Center for Coastal Studies on Cape Cod, the Massachusetts Department of Children and Families Foster Care Review Board, and on and on. We had fellows take research positions at many of our UMass Boston science facilities, like the Neuroscience Lab, the Organic Chemistry Lab, the Baby Lab, the La Familia Latinx Health Research Lab. And we had fellows take up field roles, exploring career pathways in international healthcare, marine biology, and such important domains of research and hands-on experience. Whatever our fellows are engaged in, I am confident, I know that meaningful and perhaps clarifying career goal moments are formed. I also believe that these experiences are very likely opening access to important professional networks and future development that will become very, very valuable in the years ahead. We are pleased that the original grant from the philanthropic initiative, as Dr. Escalera noted, has grown, and we now have so many other partners contributing to this vision, contributing to our work in this domain. This is a program that could very well transform your lives. And we want to keep it that way. Students from all backgrounds have come to Columbia Point with their eyes and minds wide open to what is possible. It is our mission. It is our hope. It is the endeavor, day in and day out, that when you leave, you're brimming with confidence about how your work, how your accomplishments will advance knowledge, will make a transformational difference. We want UMass Boston to be always a place of unlimited opportunity, a place where intellectual effervescence, where motivation, where ganas, where a collaborative spirit, and where a desire to impact the world transformationally comes together. A place where education, in its noblest sense, prepares you for lives as engaged, as transformational citizens. Beacon Student Success Fellowships are helping get our beacons out into the world. It is working with our students Find what you love to do. Purpose, service, dedication. And that is what is priceless about a higher education degree from UMass Boston. I want to thank our Vice Provost for Academic Student, Dr. Scalera. I want to thank the BSSF Steering Committee for their hard work coordinating the program and for their unwavering support for our students here at UMass Boston. Well done, fellas. Congratulations on a successful summer experience, and my thanks to all of you for sharing your work with the campus community here today. Well done. Mark, or you're coming back. Terrific. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, Chancellor. Thank you, Vice Provost, for those inspiring words. Today, we've come together to celebrate the wonderful work of our Beacon Student Success Fellows. We've also wanted to provide you an opportunity to hear from one of our fellows, to provide you a personal insight into the impact of the fellowship and the work that our students are doing here in Boston and beyond. It gives me great pleasure to introduce one of our students, Adrian Harris Field. Adrian is a political science major in the College of Liberal Arts, and her fellowship this past summer was working as a campaign manager to elect Abigail Dixon in the Medford City Council. I give you Adrian. Thank you.
Good morning. Thank you to the Vice Provost of Academic Support Services and the Chancellor and the Beacon Student Success Fellowship Steering Committee. My name is Adrian Harris-Freed, and I am a senior undergraduate student studying political science and sociology. I first heard about the Beacon Student Success Fellowship when an academic administrator for the political science department sent out an email informing us of the fellowship and who was eligible for it and how to apply. And I remember briefly reading over that email and thinking, wow, this is a great opportunity. Too bad I'm not eligible. You see, I didn't realize at the time that students with volunteer opportunities lined up for the summer were eligible for the BSSF. I thought it was only for students with internships or research projects or study abroad programs. It wasn't until I got a reminder email with the deadline approaching soon headline that I actually read over the full details of who was eligible to apply, and I realized that I fit the criteria. I had a volunteer opportunity lined up for my summer of 2021. I was working as the campaign manager for the Abigail Dixon campaign for City Council in Medford, Mass. I started working with Abby in February of 2021, and I spent my spring semester working as an intern on their campaign. But once the semester was over, I wouldn't be an intern anymore. I would just be an unpaid volunteer. And I was worried about the time commitment for the position since it was unpaid. I spent about 20 hours a week working on the campaign, but I wouldn't be able to afford doing that over the summer. I was planning on seriously cutting back my hours so that I could get a full-time job instead. But due to the Beacon Student Success Fellowship, I was able to work 20 hours or more a week with the campaign. The fellowship paid for my hours, transportation, accommodations, and everything. I was able to spend my summer working in a position related to my major and intended career path. During my time with Abigail Dixon's campaign, I had the opportunity to take 2 incredible training seminars related to political science: the Mass Alliance Grassroots Campaign Training and the New Leadership Summer Institute, a political leadership training program for undergraduate women in and from Massachusetts. Both of these trainings helped to expand upon my learning here at UMass Boston and give me more hands-on experience in the field of politics. Working with the campaign also taught me about networking, management, organizational skills, and countless lessons about running for elected office. I got to learn firsthand about voter files, finance reports, canvassing, and how to deal with the media. I even got to experience new fields, like visual design and social media coordination. I met so many people, and I made some good friends too. Without the Beacon Student Success Fellowship, none of this would have been possible. Volunteering for the campaign also meant a summer of growth for me as a student and as a person. Abigail does not fit the traditional type of politician. They are non-binary and queer and only 23 years old. They graduated from UMass Boston in 2020 with a degree in Women, Gender, and Sexuality Studies and a minor in theater. Before running for office, they spent their time running a youth Shakespeare group and volunteering at the local farmers market. And some of the women that I met in the New Leadership Institute had no experience in politics before. They had been elementary school teachers, or worked in business, or were stay-at-home moms. I think in the field of political science, it's easy to be intimidated by others. I find myself comparing my knowledge and experience to others all the time. Am I smart enough? Do I know enough about the subject? Do I have enough training to make it in this industry? I strive to collect as much experience and qualifications as possible before even entertaining the thought of doing something as big as running for elected office. The fact of the matter is that that's not what politics and elected office is all about. You don't have to be a political science major to know everything about public policy or to be able to make a difference in your community. We live in a country where anybody, barring a few requirements, can run for elected office or work in this field. Abigail proved that to me countless times, and not just by them running for office. They demonstrated that by hiring me, a 21-year-old college student with no real experience, as their campaign manager, easily the most important position in a campaign. They had faith in me even when I didn't have it in myself. And now, because of them, I feel as though I can accomplish all of my hopes and dreams in this field, including running for elected office myself someday. The Beacon Student Success Fellowship made this possible for me by allowing me to pursue my interests without worrying about the financial possibilities of it all. This isn't something to take for granted. We live in an expensive world where the price of college and getting an education is rising all the time. And all the while, unpaid internships or minimum wage entry-level jobs are the new norm for college students who can barely afford to build up experience in their chosen field. The BSSF is, in my opinion, an incredible opportunity that all students should look into. Spend your summer studying abroad or researching a project you're interested in, or volunteering for the local city council campaign, and let this fellowship pay for it. You will gain tremendous experience and learn a lot about yourself while doing it. Thank you so much.
They don't make these with glasses, I apologize. Adrian, thank you so much for your inspiring experience, as well as bringing to life what you did in the summer of 2021 and the impact of the Beacon Student Success Fellowship. So thank you very much. I'd also like to thank our Vice Provost and our Chancellor for joining us today. And I'd also like to thank the Beacon Student Success Fellowship Committee, who spent hours reading through all the wonderful applications and providing time to help select our Beacon Fellows. To the students, thank you again for being here today, for being a part of the fellowship, but also, most importantly, for bringing your experience into our community and all the important experiential learning experiences that you went through. I would encourage our student fellows, if you stay to 1 o'clock, you can take your poster with you. If you can't stay to 1, we'll have the posters available for you to pick up in the Career Services office, and we'll send you that information. I also would like to remind our fellows that we do have lunch for you as well. So please feel free to stop by over here to pick up your lunch at the end of your time. This brings to close our formal program today, but I would encourage you all to please stay, embrace, engage, and hear from our students about their wonderful experiences through their Beacon Student Success Fellowship. Thank you very much, everybody. Thanks.